There you go, an emergency alert letting us all know that COVID-19 cases are on the rise. Please social distance, wear a mask, and stay healthy and safe. For more information, visit Ventura County. Okay, you know, like everybody else, I am really just done. I mean, seriously, done with this coronavirus fear. I mean, yeah, sure, I'm fearful that I could get it, but, you know, it seems to me that if the governors, the government, the county, each county in each state had not imported all those people from the cruise ships that were sick with coronavirus and, you know, put them on the Navy bases and then just let them go, didn't even actually factually quarantine them. It seems to me that this is something that could have been avoided. You know, we've gone now almost 4 months on house arrest, losing our jobs, having to wear face mask everywhere. And, you know, if I'm wearing a face mask, then why should the other person have to wear a face mask? I don't. Okay, I'm rambling. But my point is, this is all avoidable if the county, the governor, in each state would just factually quarantine those who test positive in a qualified facility. The rest of us healthy people wouldn't have to be jumping through hoops, wouldn't have to be wearing a face mask everywhere, wouldn't have to be so on alert that, you know, the person next to us could maybe have it. But they're not quarantining anybody who has the coronavirus. They're just telling them to go home. They're treating it like it's the flu. Therefore, it can't be that serious, right? It can't be that dangerous. I think that if it was that dangerous, that serious, something that they're so worried about everybody catching, that if somebody tests positive, the first thing they would do is keep them in a qualified facility and quarantine them until they test negative, rather than force the whole United States to, you know, deal with this. Why not just deal with the people who are actually sick? And then it wouldn't spread. I know, that's kind of simplistic, right? What a thought. Just quarantine those who are sick. Good morning. Yeah, excuse my appearance, but so here we are headed into August. On the bright side, I haven't caught coronavirus, but seriously. No, seriously, just think. If the CDC and WHO, World Health Organization, did their jobs, we would all still be employed. We wouldn't have to wear face masks. We wouldn't have to be on lockdown. We wouldn't have to deal with all these business closures and unemployment. Okay, yeah, I know. Everybody's sick of dealing with it. And a lot of people have lost relatives, friends, due to coronavirus. I mean, yeah, like, just, okay, think about it. If the CDC and WHO did their job and factually quarantined those who test positive for coronavirus in a qualified facility, rather than just send them home like it's the flu, allowing them who have coronavirus to infect others, allowing them to go shopping. Yeah, don't go shopping, wink, wink. Allowing them to infect other people, basically. That's what's happening here. I mean, if they were actually quarantined, those who test positive, that would put an end, at least a pretty good end, I'm guessing, to the so-called coronavirus. But the CDC and WHO are allowing coronavirus to exist, technically. They are. I mean, example, my co-worker. Okay, we had to spend a bunch of time and money and separating chairs and sanitizing in order to finally be able to open the salon to give a haircut, because hairdressers were the last ones allowed to reopen. That happened just before Father's Day. Well, my co-worker went to a barbecue on Father's Day and apparently got the coronavirus by someone there at the barbecue, from someone there at the barbecue. I don't know. I know that on Wednesday, that's 4 days after the barbecue, she starts saying she's feeling sick, doesn't feel good, whatever. So she goes and gets tested for coronavirus. Now she goes back to work, waiting for the results of the test. And those, I guess, got called in on a Friday, or she got notice on Friday. Actually got that notice by the city, as they came and reclosed the salon. And then they had to, I guess, get the names of all her customers, right? So they could notify them that they've been exposed to coronavirus. In the meantime, she goes back home. She lives with a lot of people, big family. She infected every single person in her family, including her great-grandkid, with coronavirus. She now, is still test positive, not allowed to go back to work. The salon's been closed the entire time. The city finally said, okay, we can reopen the salon provided nobody is coming in there that is working there that was, the person who got coronavirus. And then all of a sudden, Governor Newsom, such an idiot, he says, oh, we got to close the salons again, but now that you spent all that money and time separating chairs, sanitizing the salons and everything, we're going to go ahead and close all the hair salons again, because it's because of the hair salons that coronavirus is prevalent. The nail salons, the restaurants, what? Not the protests that took place 2 weeks prior. No. It's the hair salon's fault. So, but if you want to still give a haircut, we'll let you go give that haircut outside. Of course, you will have to spend a little more money. That's right, go buy some tarps. Oh, and then you need to move your barber chairs outside at the beginning of each day and pull them back in at the end of each night. Move all these tables out there, sanitize it. Now, we're required to sweep up after each haircut. He's expecting the wind to just blow the hair away. And so we're not in compliance with our cosmetology license at all there. The wind's just going to blow the hair away. We're not doing it. So yeah, the salon is currently closed. I'm not able to go back to work, apparently. And World Health Organization and the Center for Disease Control keeps posting those numbers about how the coronavirus is just surging. It's spreading. Ugh. Yeah, okay. I'm tired of hearing about it. And now everybody, they're spending God knows how much money just in face masks. And most of the people aren't wearing the face mask correctly. They're wearing them below their nose. All because the CDC and the World Health Organization flat out refuse to do their job and factually quarantine those who test positive in a qualified facility until they test negative. If they just did that, there would be no, I guess, worldwide issue, pandemic, okay? No, seriously. This pandemic exists because the CDC and the World Health Organization allows the pandemic to exist. Think about it. Just think about it, okay? Seriously, think about it. It wasn't an issue back in January. It was starting to become an issue. And then all the people on the cruise ships, right? They get imported to the Navy bases. And they weren't factually quarantined. They were allowed to just go home. So how dangerous is the coronavirus if they just keep allowing people to go home and reinfect everybody and lose their jobs? Everybody, you know, all the businesses have to open, close, open, close. It's just so stressful. People say it's not political. Well, it may not be political, but it's definitely preventable. And it would be prevented if the CDC and the World Health Organization did their job. Quarantine those who test positive. Quit screwing around with the people who are healthy and did not test positive and don't need to test positive, don't want to be, you know, exposed to the coronavirus. Quarantine those who test positive. That, to me, is the bottom line here. And if they don't, then clearly they are allowing the pandemic to exist. Okay, so on a final note here, you know, some people believe that, yes, this coronavirus pandemic should be called a plandemic, or the control of virus, since everybody's being controlled in their movement and actions. But clearly, even if it's not political, the coronavirus pandemic was and still is preventable because, you know, the World Health Organization, they're not just dealing with the USA here. It's the whole world that's dealing with this, and the whole world that's having to jump through hoops, lose their jobs, etc. And being told when they can go get a haircut. I still can't believe they're trying to claim that the 6 people a day that come to the salon are the biggest problem that's causing this virus. But okay, whatever they want to sell, they're going to sell, right? Clearly, people, you know, they're not allowed to do anything right now. And it's been almost 5 months. So, yes, I do say the World Health Organization is failing the entire world because the coronavirus may not be political, as they claim, but clearly it's preventable. All they have to do is quarantine those who test positive. It's not that difficult. But yeah, they just keep telling them, go home, go infect everybody you can, go do some shopping while you're at it. Yeah. And to all you people that do have the coronavirus and you're out there shopping, you better hope you don't run into me, because I'll... Yeah. If I find out you're out and about and you have the coronavirus, I'm definitely not going to say something nice to you. Okay, that's my rant. Thanks for listening. World Health Organization and CDC, do us a favor. Put an end to this craziness. Start quarantining those who test positive. I bet you it makes an improvement. I bet you it puts an end to this pandemic. If after watching this video you still think the World Health Organization is looking out for your best interests, ask yourself this question. Why are there so many people running around with coronavirus? Okay, because, you know, clearly they're being allowed to run around, but I just know at this point in time, the numbers keep going up and up and up and up and up. And they're going up because those who test positive are allowed to go home, reinfect whoever they want to come across, whether it be somebody they live with or somebody at the supermarket. One thing is certain, we're all having to wear masks now. We're all, half of us are unemployed, or if you are employed, it's because you're at an essential job, but we're not allowed to go out and have any fun. Okay, this is summer. We need to go out and have some fun. We need to go do some dancing. We need to go socialize with people. And all these people that are losing their minds because somebody isn't wearing a mask in public, the healthy people are not the ones that need to be wearing the mask. The people who get coronavirus or any infectious disease or infection that is contagious, they're the ones that are supposed to be quarantined, okay? And they're not being quarantined, clearly. And if you don't believe me, just keep watching those numbers go up in your community. The bottom line here for me is, why should I be required, or anybody in this world be required, to alter their life, wear a mask, change how they live their life in any aspect, whether it's their job or social? I need to go see some people having fun. I need to have fun. Don't you need to have fun? I mean, yeah, you got to ask yourself, why is the whole world being forced to alter their life because the World Health Organization refuses to quarantine those who test positive for coronavirus? Ask yourself that question. Why are you living your life differently? Is it because of the coronavirus? Yeah, it is. Okay, I'll answer that question for you. And it's because the World Health Organization refuses to quarantine those who test positive. So, maybe we could all get together and protest the World Health Organization for refusing to do their job. Okay, so yeah, here it is, August 1st, and the biggest question I have, and I'm sure by now some of you have, is how come if the World Health Organization and the Center for Disease Control, CDC, and the governors and the counties in every state, if they can order us peons to wear a mask anywhere in public, everywhere in public, they can order us to stay home, they can order us to quit our jobs, close our businesses, what have you. They can order us to basically not even get to go to a funeral of our loved ones. Why, if this infection, the coronavirus, is so dangerous, so contagious, why are those who test positive allowed to just go home like it's the flu and reinfect everybody else? I mean, it does seem to me that if this infection was so dangerous, the CDC, World Health Organization, and the governors would have no problems issuing an order to those who test positive to factually quarantine in a qualified facility until they test negative. So clearly, they are allowing it to exist because they are just sending people home. Is that a question that anybody else is having, or is it just me that has that question?